Yo guys, what is going on? It's your boy JamesTheAce. Welcome back to another video. Today, boys, I have the development diary notes for the new PvP update. And it's actually crazy because some people are completely in the dark and have zero clue that there is a massive PvP update on the way that is going to change the face of PvP as we know it. Now, I did just get home, and as you can see, there is a lot of dev diary to read through, and it's all about our favorite thing to do in the game, PvP, fam. So give me a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and read all of this, and then we're gonna go ahead and dissect it and get straight into it. Dude, I need to read this. This basically is the transparency that we've been looking for years. So I do want to express before I go ahead and make the jump cut after I read this that I do 1000% appreciate this transparency. And obviously we are going to have to give feedback. So this system, by all means, they even state that it's not going to be perfect, that they do need feedback, but this transparency is absolutely amazing, and I think it can only go up from here. So I will be right back. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I read everything. Now, this is pretty big because this goes really into depth about what they are doing, fam. So we're just gonna hop straight in. Essentially, they have 8 ways of ranking players together in PvP as soon as you queue up. Now, this is strictly based on things that you're getting from either your pet, your gear, or your level. The first tier being beginner/novice, which is tier 1. This includes all characters with 0 crit rating and 0 shadow rating. So basically, if you are a level 1 going in with Crown's gear, you are only going to be able to get people between levels 1 and levels, I believe it's 59. Yeah, because tier 2 is 60 plus. But if you read it, it also says tier 2, this includes all characters whose crit rating is more than 0 or level 60 plus. So here's where the gray line kind of starts to bend and wiggle a little bit, right? Because you have to realize if you put on a crit pet with a level 5 character per se, right? And you go into PvP, regardless of your level, at that point, you have access to critical. It is going to give your opponent the option, if they are around your level, to queue into you. Essentially, what this means is that it is going to warn them that you have access to crit, and you are technically in tier 2, regardless of you being level 5. That's crazy, but I think it's very good, and it's definitely something that is going to benefit the ranking system, because you, as a level 5, with 4 crits on your pet and 10 dealers, should not be queuing into another level 5 who might have no idea what critical is because they just started the game and maybe their favorite YouTuber does level 5 Crown's gear PvP, you know, and they wanted to try it out, and oh no, this person just crit a spell on me. What is that? It did all my health. Wow, I am done with PvP. No, this is actually like, this is good. This is really good, and this is well thought out. So tier 3, also known as the expert or exalted tier, this includes all characters whose shadow rating is more than 0 or level 100 plus. So a lot of people might be thinking, you know, oh, I can just go to level 90, you know, get Shrike, not be level 100 plus, and I can't get exalteds. That's actually not the case. If your shadow rating is anything more than 0, you are then put into the exalted or expert tier. That's pretty crazy to think about because that is basically pairing Shrike and all of the other shadow transformations with Abominable Weaver, FFA, all the Darkmoor spells, all of the Mirage spells, all of the Polaris spells. You are basically eligible to only face those guys, or you are obligated, I should say, to only face those people who have those spells, and or people around your level, maybe that just got access to Strike that are doing PvP. But this is pretty big because I'm pretty sure even though you aren't rocking any gear at level 95 that gives shadow rating, you're still pretty much at like a 1% shadow rating chance to achieve a shadow pip. Otherwise, you wouldn't be achieving a shadow pip at all at that level. You know, unfortunately, you do. So it then goes on to the ability to manipulate their tier, but not in a really advantageous way. There's low-level gear available that may give you early access to crit and shadow, aka a crit pet. And they go on to say, if you equip this, the gear that you queue up with will sort you into a higher tier as appropriate. Again, if you're level 5 with a crit pet, you aren't tier 1 anymore. You are tier 2. And anyone that you queue into that is around your level is going to get a notification that says, you know, just that. Like, you're about to queue into somebody who has stats that you don't have. Are you sure you want to queue up? And they can very well say no. The next, and probably one of the more interesting, and I don't really know how to feel about it, criterias is going to be rank. Now, the main thing that I read from the rank portion of this dev diary is that once you make a rank, you keep it. So if you make Warlord and then lose every single match due to RNG or whatever have you, right? You become a rank 0 Warlord. So you would only queue into then people who are about to be Warlord or people who are also low ranked Warlords, which is kind of a weird thing to think about in my opinion, because eventually if someone finds a strat that works for them, whether it's RNG based or complete, like, you know, stats and skill based and deck based, then everybody is essentially going to become a Warlord. It's just going to depend on their rank if you get them or not. So you could end up queuing into like low rank Warlords if you're a low rank. I mean, I don't know how that's going to play out, but thank God there are other criteria that the game has to go through before giving you a match. But that's kind of weird to think about, like a low rank, a 0 rank Warlord. The third sorting feature is going to be rating, which is an integer value that represents the character's win-loss record. So what that is going to mean is that you are basically going to most likely be queuing against someone that has the same win-loss ratio as you, if I'm not mistaken. But they also say, be advised that 5th age PvP may transition into a different rating system such as ELO. I'm not really sure or up to date with what ELO is. If you know what that is, please inform me in the comment section below, but they are giving a warning that they might change the rating system from what it is now to whatever ELO is. The next one happens to be level and or band, which is the character's level and level band. A group of 10 levels, examples 1 through 9, 10 through 19, 20 through 29, etc. This means that if you are a level, let's say 79, the chances of you getting a level 71, 75, 76 instead of a level 81 or 90 is more likely. So that's actually really good. I'm not sure if it's going to warn you if you're about to get someone that is outside of your level band. I guess we'll have to see, but that is definitely something, you know, as a strict thing being said that is going to be in place. Yeah, that is 100% something that I agree with. And the fact that it's said instead of kind of like implied, 100% agree with. Like, thank you for this transparency. This has been something that we've been waiting on forever. The next criteria is going to be streak, and this is going to be the amount of matches that you have won versus the amount of matches that you have lost. So if you're on a pretty bad losing streak, the game is going to try to find you a match against someone else that is on a pretty bad losing streak as well. So you're not getting people that are constantly winning. And, you know, if you're having a bad day and someone else is having a really good day, chances are they're just going to mow you over as well, right? So, again, another good change. Matches played. This criteria will tend to match players who have played a lot of matches. So, basically, right, if you're on a tear, let's say it's Sunday night, you're on a tear on PvP. You've played like 10 matches, you know, you've won 6, lost 4. You know, you're doing pretty good. But your friend hops into PvP and it's their first match on a Sunday night, right? They're trying to start their tear on PvP. The chances of you queuing into them are not very likely because you have been doing PvP so far for 10 matches straight and they're going for their first one. So 100% agree. Lapsed age. This criteria counts the numbers of days since any character on the account has played a PvP match. Wow, so this is actually pretty interesting because if you haven't played in a while, it says you'll be sorted a little higher in the queue. So essentially, you will get a match faster if you haven't been PvPing, which, again, I can't really see any downsides to that other than, you know, the players that are trying to keep it going, they might experience a little longer of a wait time, but I mean, let's be honest, you'll probably get a match anyways. This update, as far as I can tell, is going to say PvP. So trust me, fam, there will be matches to go around. So again, agree on this. And then finally, time and queue. So basically what this is saying is if you have been waiting in a match for what seems like forever, the chances of you getting a match are actually pretty high, which is good because I have heard complaints from some people that have been saying, you know, dude, I've been waiting in the queue for like, you know, 10, 15 minutes and I can't seem to get a match. Basically what's going to happen now is if you have been waiting in a queue for more than 10 minutes, the chances is that the game is trying very hard to find you a match, which again, I agree with. I think is a very good change. So far, things are on the up and up. Like, I'm 8 out of 8 for these changes, fam. Like, this is ridiculous. However, we are moving on to something a little bit controversial. Boosting. Boosting is the act of trying to manipulate the matchmaking server or the current queue to basically match into a player that you know is going to lose or is yourself. So they say here that they're not going to go into details on the measures that they have taken, but that there are many measures in place. So all of you hardcore PvP heads out there, you're going to be able to rest easy tonight. All right, take a good night's sleep. That boosting has been taken care of. All right, at least we hope, until the boosters find out, if they ever do find out, what the new systems are in place to stop them from gaining free rank. And in turn, doesn't that actually make the leaderboards legit? Oh, this is a big one. Setting is the act of trying to manipulate the queue so that you are matched against a specific player in the queue and then setting your gear against that specific player to gain an advantage. So we're actually getting some acknowledgement from KI that setting is a thing that they're aware of. All right, so to address the issue of setting, we will lock your gear setup when you queue for a PvP match. Once you enter queue, you can freely change the spells in your deck, but you cannot change the equipment you have in your slots. We will save that equipment that you have on when you queue for your match. Think of it as a custom equipment set, and then we will equip that same set of gear before the match starts. So, wow, so let's say you queue for a match, you know, in the best max ice gear possible. And then, oh snap, I need to go tend to my garden. So you quickly, you know, control 1 or whatever the hotkey is to switch your like gear set, and you get into your like energy gear, right? You have like 300 energy. And then you do your plants, and then, oh no, the arena thing pops up and you do not have any time to change back into your PvP gear. If you hit go to arena, the gear that you queued up with will be re-equipped. That's sick, man. That is awesome, dude. Again, like 10 for 10 on these changes, bro. That's actually nice, because unless you are a live streamer or something like that and they know that you're in queue, they know what school you are, they know what gear you have, they know what your deck setup is, it's going to be very hard for someone to set against you. And then finally, we have stalling and jading, which you can read all of this if you want. I will link this development letter down. It will be the first link in the description, but all this pretty much equates to is them reiterating the fact that they have reduced critical heals. They have implemented a time limit, which is the 30-minute Diego decision maker at the end of the 30 minutes. And then obviously Diego himself, who decides who wins the match and who loses the matches. And then to wrap it all up, they talk about feedback, stalling feedback, and matchmaking feedback, which we will only be able to, I guess, fully compile all of our thoughts once test run comes out and we are finally able to test this new matchmaking system. Yeah, like 100 for 100, 10 for 10, whatever you want to call it. 100% agree with everything that they have said. Mad appreciation for the transparency. I have nothing bad to say. I'm ready to test this. I know you guys are ready to test this. We are tired of waiting, but from what I know as a WizTuber, the update is coming sooner than later, and probably sooner than we know it, is what one of the devs said. So trust the update is probably going to drop either at the end of this month or early next month. It's on its way, and it's on its way very soon, and I cannot wait to try this out. I can't wait to go higher in my tier so that I can get access to more spells, and I can start doing PvP without having to have that fear of getting maxes. Like, that's amazing. I can now do level 90 PvP and not get people that have shadow magic. That's ridiculous, dude. I can't wait for this. Like, this needs to happen now. But again, if you want to read this for yourself, get more into depth with it than from what I talked about, again, first thing in the description. Let me know how you are feeling about this dev diary. Maybe you want to read it yourself, or maybe you want to give thoughts based off of my video here. But let me know how you're feeling in the comment section below, all right? But for now, that's the video for today. As always, I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.